You guys hear me? How's the sound? How's it sounding? Sound good? Voice check 173. That cat is staring at you menacingly. You better believe it. Alright. How you doing? I was waving at you, but I was actually checking to see if my autofocus was on. I think it's good. I'm eating. We have things to discuss today. How's everybody doing? Let's get some positivity turtles in the chat. Walls and walls of nothing but positivity turtles. I gotta see it. Let's go. As always, every 100 in donos, we will do a giveaway. I have a giveaway already to do today from the last stream. That's good. We're gonna give away some bracelets. If you guys want some bracelets, then there you go. Got Fluffy the pin. Okay. I got some kombucha. I got some orange juice. And I got some protein drink. Now I'm gonna chug the protein and the orange juice so I can have really good skin. My man. What do you guys think? Hair. Look how long my hair is. It's very long. We'll do hat forward today. Natasha Richardson with the 2 spot. You're adorable, as always, son. You're adorable. Let's get some hype and chat for Natasha, everybody. We break 600 viewers. We'll do an additional viewer giveaway. Boy, do we have some things to talk about today. But first, I gotta know how are you doing? Are you doing good today? Is today treating you like you thought it would when you woke up? When you woke up, did good things happen? I need to know. Your hair looks really healthy. I think I got a cold sore too. Today's your son's first birthday. Let's get some hype in chat for not Laura Baca's son. Happy birthday. Happy Sunday. I'd like to get some guests on today. Let me see if anybody wants to hang out. Let's go to my Instagram DMs. See if any friends want to hang out. We're going to start here in a minute. I'm just letting everybody come get here. Mikhail Katic, also a longtime patron, donated $25. Let's get some hype in chat for Mikhail. I really appreciate that. It is a good day. Carolina with $1 spot. Let's get some hype in chat for Carolina. Thank you. Really appreciate the support. Means a lot. So we got some stuff to talk about today. That being Jake Paul. Yes, Jake Paul. I heard something outside. So we're talking about Jake Paul today. Very serious allegations that we need to talk about. What did he mean? What is the point? Oh, yeah. I guess you've watched it. Carolina with another $1.99. Let's get some hype in chat for Carolina. These turtles, well, they're for you. Yeah, Jake Paul kind of sucks. But there's something that really stuck out to me when she was talking about it is Jake Paul's got this really just weird way about himself, this awkwardness. And it takes me back to when Shane Dawson was talking about his psychology. I actually have a whole video coming out on this maybe later tonight. We go in depth, pretty hardcore. But I wanted to talk to you guys about this beforehand because it's Sunday. And Sunday's the day we do these streams. And just in general, I get to hang out with you guys. So if you're completely unaware of this situation, if you do not know who Jake Paul is, let's go ahead and get you freshened up on it. First, let me close these unnecessary windows. Also, let me know, did you get a notification? Let me know if you got a notification. Oops, I got a Twitter message. Every time I'm on Twitter and I see I got a new message, I think, oh, it's drama. That's how I feel about Twitter. Let me look. It's not drama, actually. It's a potential sponsor. Absolutely. All right. I'm trying to get some pet sponsors because we got to help our pets. Blueberry with that $2 spot. Really appreciate it. Let's get some hype and chat for Blueberry. Thanks. Thanks, man. Thanks, good buddy. Potential good buddy. I don't know who you are, but potential good buddy. Scary Twitter. Every time I scroll on Twitter, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to mess up my mental health. That's how I feel. Like, I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to go in there and it's like, ah. It's like that Drake meme. That's how I feel about Twitter. All right. If you're completely unfamiliar, let me pull up some Jake Paul. This is one of the most serious allegations that I've ever heard come out of any direction towards Jake Paul. So I feel like this situation is extremely serious. It needs to be talked about. And Zoe Bernardo is funding us with $2. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all that you do. Let's get some hype in chat for Zoe. Turtles. So, let me make sure I got my live topic. Oh, I do. I do have it fixed. Okay. So if you're unfamiliar with Jake Paul, Jake Joseph Paul is an American YouTuber, internet personality, actor, rapper, and professional boxer. He's beaten Deji. If you guys know who Deji is, he's beaten most recently Nate Robinson. He beat somebody else, can't remember the dude's, Gibbs, but that's not what today's video is about. He's also a YouTuber with over 20 million subscribers, which is, in case you don't know, is a lot. He's got this fight coming up on April 17th with Ben Askren, and I hope he gets beat up. He needs to get beat up. Another YouTuber and TikToker, Justine Paradise, came out with accusations towards Jake Paul, saying that he assaulted her. So TW, big TW. As you can see, she's got trigger warning. Jake Paul assaulted me. She has a TikTok with over 500,000 followers on it as well. So she's not somebody that's unknown. She's somebody that's got quite the following. And several times throughout this, she says that she's worried, she's scared to come out about this kind of stuff. So a couple things that I want to point out in here is just generally how she talks about his behavior is.
Mostly I'm
Let me see. Make sure you guys can hear this.
putting out this video.
This sound, is that volume good for you guys? You say he did respond to this? Because I wasn't aware of that. I don't see any response. I've been watching, waiting. No response. You read fake. It was fake. A fake response? I think it's fake. Yeah. It's on his Twitter. I looked at his Twitter. Made a Twitter. I just looked. Hold on. Keemstar's talking about it. Let's see. Let's see what Keemstar's got to say about this. So a lot of this stuff is just breaking.
Be called a victim blame from you guys before I covered it on Drama Alert, because I don't want to be called a victim blamer and all this other stuff, right? So I wanted to figure out what am I missing here, right? And so the majority of you guys responding to me agree with me and also don't really believe the allegations. But there is some people saying that, look, you can freeze up and, and you can just go along with it even though you don't want to and all this other stuff. So, yeah. I think the best thing that I can do is just not cover the story because I have serious doubts. And wait until there's more evidence that determines whether or not this is fake or real before I cover the story. So this is like one of those things where I'm just not going to cover because I have too much doubt, and I don't think it's fair to Jake Paul or the victim for me to go out and put out my opinion on something that is just so up in the air, questionable. So I'm just not going to cover it at all.
Look, Keem, man, like this, you don't. I'm glad you decided not to cover this, but what you don't do is say that when survivors come out with the stories, it's a very difficult thing, and there's already so many people that spread doubt within survivor stories, and it's a very it seems to me the words that you said were pulling more towards on Jake's side. And I'm seeing a lot of this stuff. And the only thing I've seen of anybody trying to discredit this girl, and it's terrible, is there was this Twitter account. And let me see if I can find it. Let's first listen to the rest of what he says.
That's my final decision. If there's new evidence and new information that swifts my opinion vastly one way or the other, then I might cover it in the future. But for right now, someone made a whole thread with a
He's talking about that thread. He's talking
timeline proving that Jake Paul was like not even at his house on this date. Like,
no, 100%. I went through this thread he's talking about. It's bullshit. 100%. Look, this kind of pisses me off. The girl herself, in her video, she says that the assault only lasted about 30 seconds. And these assaults, they don't have to last a long time. There's no time frame on when the perfect assault is going to be. Sometimes you have perverts that are like harming individuals through webcams, which is still a form of sexual assault. So it's like, if you don't understand, you don't know anything about survivors and their stories, and you've never been affected by it, or you've never talked to people that's been affected by it, then you have absolutely no business talking on it, because you're going to come out and you're going to say, I just don't know. I just have no idea. Like, you need to have the respect, the patience, and the accommodation to listen to these people when they come out, because these types of situations are very serious. You don't come out and say, well, there's no evidence and stuff like that. Often these assailants, they just don't leave evidence. That's not what they do. It's not a thing. But this thread that he's talking about it's complete bullshit. Let me see if I can find that in my notifications or something. It was a whole thing. I actually talked to it's probably a Jake Paul alt. I gotta say, I actually said that. Let me find this. So I can portray my anger. Okay, here it is. So it's here for the truth. And I said, okay. So they said the allegations of Jake Paul's sexual assault from Justine Paradise have risen on the internet, but something about the story doesn't add up. I wonder what their big kink in the story is. After a lot of searching, watching back old Insta stories, something isn't right. So they go on to say, starting off when Jake was on certain dates, he shows dates with Jake out on Tana, with dates that Jake and Tana went on, and states the day and everything like that. Says that Jake and Team 10 was making a video that night. So he went on a date that day. They're making videos that night. They went to the club that day, and then they pull out a piece out of context here. When in this story, and we're going to get into this, I just want to show you. In this story, Justine says, let me see if I can find this. I broke it down in my video. I kind of want to show you the video, but I'm probably going to release it later tonight.
So I'm like, no, I'm going to fix this. And then I just cuddled me for 0.2. I was really confused and in my mouth and holding my head into him. I couldn't even tell him not to. He didn't ask for consent or anything. Like, he knew I didn't want to do anything with him because he said, if nothing's gonna happen, what's the point? And then he just shoves himself in me. That's not okay. On no level at all is that okay. It didn't last that long though, because he came in my mouth, and honestly it was less than 30 seconds, so it didn't last that long. It was like 20 seconds, if that.
So you're having a situation here that lasted maybe like 20 to 30 seconds. These types of situations, there's not an official time. You know what I'm saying? Like, for somebody to be sexually harassed, sexually assaulted, the assailants, they're trying to get in and out, man. Like, for somebody to say, oh, we're gonna discredit Justine because Jake he went to the club that day. He was filming a video that day. In this video, she actually says that there was people at the house and they were working all the time. That Jake called her up to the room that they were in while they were working. She talks about how they were busy and how they were working the entire time, and that he would come in increments and times and very awkward social situations. And then when I hear somebody like this come out and they're like, oh, well, this couldn't have happened because he was doing other things that day. That's literally all their proof is that that Jake was doing other things that day. And this is what that's what pisses me off. Like, Justine went to Jake's house a total of about around 6 times. Anyways, I responded to this bull evidence here, and I said, this is what I said. I said, this is probably Jake Paul's alt. They said, no, I'm just someone who wanted to share another side of the story that's based on facts that anyone can find. Please give it a read. And I said, no, not one shred of facts. You say, oh, this couldn't have happened because there wasn't enough time when the sexual assault could happen in seconds. Not to mention some perverts like Davi Vanity were preying on girls through webcams. Your logic is flawed. You should be ashamed. And then they say Jake wasn't in the house. This person that doesn't know Jake, that wasn't there, that has no idea what they do daily, says how he wasn't at the house. They say it for sure. That's why I think it's Jake's alt. And then I say, it's people like you that make it hard for survivors to come forward. And then they say, it's people like you who make it easy for others to fake SA. So, this gives you an idea what kind of person makes this thread. This is what Keemstar's talking about. And Keem, if you've heard me, if you're listening to this, if you watched me just go through this, I mean, I've broke this down even further. And I didn't cover this in my video because when I cover stuff like this on my platform, I look into it in depth to make sure that these things are not fake. And it needs covered because when somebody comes out with their story, they go through a lot of pain. There's a lot of stuff that goes behind that. And having covered these types of situations to the extent that I have, I understand what goes into coming out with a story, you know? So I'm a little upset. So, but this person here, this random person, probably somebody to do with Jake. They're spamming this everywhere. Just look at their quote tweets. They're themselves. Let's see. And then there's Keemstar. Thank God other women are also seeing my point of view. Literally, I swear to God, I hope his viewpoint was that she could have just bit his downstairs. Look at this. Oh, man. Let's listen to what he said.
Sexual assault allegations. And quite frankly, I do not believe the alleged victim. And I don't want to just cover this real quick on Drama Alert without getting some pushback. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe I'm not seeing a certain angle to the story. That's why I'm making this Twitter video, so I can be challenged before I put it on Drama Alert in front of millions of people. But this girl is claiming that Jake Paul, was kissing her, holding her hand, led her to her room. She didn't want to do any further stuff with him. And then Jake Paul, grabbed her head and started fucking her face. And within 30 seconds, busted a nut in her mouth. And she claims that she was sexually assaulted. Now, how does that happen?
What's not believable about that? What confuses you about this? What about that do you not understand?
Wouldn't she have to open her mouth and participate in some way for that to happen? Can't you just turn your head, or can't you just get is there some way to force oral sex on someone?
Dude, Keem, what the fuck, dude? I've covered whole ass stories to do with Davi Vanity where children were forced to give this dude oral. It was one of his favorite things. He would invite these girls on his bus. He would force them, be very forceful with them. And you got to understand, you're a big man. You got your beard, your hat. You're a dude, you got muscles and shit, you understand, you can protect yourself. You might turn your face away from something like that, but these people in these situations, they don't know what to do. The girl was periodically coming over to Jake's house. There was a bit of trust that was built up there. She didn't think what he was going to do was going to happen. It wasn't a planned out perfect crime. It wasn't and people like you come out and you say the most harmful things, and it really is counterproductive and prevents other people from coming forward with their stories. And I'm glad that you've decided not to cover it. Angry. It took me all of 2 seconds to go through the thread he's talking about and realize that they're full of shit. Very angry. All right. Let me catch up on chat. I would like to talk to him about this shit right now. I wish he would be here. I'd like to talk to him about it. When somebody comes out with a story, you respect it and listen to it. There needs to be. You don't say I don't believe it. I don't think so. I don't know. You don't say that shit. You have a platform. You say, oh, well, this came out. You take it serious. You say, guys, you tell your audience, guys, we need to take this serious. This is a big deal. There needs to be a police investigation into this. Jake Paul needs to respond to this. That you say things like that. You don't say, I don't believe her. You don't invalidate the victim.
Jake had ties with Armani, who had been convicted for prostitution of minors. I am sure that.
Well, I have my video coming out about this, and I covered it the way that you should cover it, so you guys can look forward to that. Whenever YouTube approves it, either tonight, at the latest, early tomorrow. I'm hoping I can get it out tonight. No, I'm not I do not want anyone to unsubscribe from Drama Alert. That's not what we do here. He's just got some terrible, terrible opinions. But I'm not going to promote unsubscribing and things like that. That's not what we do. Let me see if any... Okay. I need to calm down. I got another message.
I can't believe that after all of the
Angie with the $49.99. Can't believe this at all. The victims who came forward with this last year and shed such a bright light on how toxic and manipulative so many of these influencers are that he would be so blatantly. Well, I think it's why he decided. Let's get some hype and chat for Angie. I think it's why he decided not to cover it. He's not the best to cover this type of thing. It just confuses me. I'm a little upset about it. It just confuses me because he covered the Romeo Lacoste stuff. He's covered multiple different situations. I don't understand why he's being so delicate with the Jake Paul situation. Maybe it's because he wants to go to the Ben Arskin and Jake Paul fight. Maybe he wants to be on good terms while they go watch that. And that's another thing that pisses me off was like, that's all that's being covered in the news right now. The mainstream media, they're covering that fight. They're putting a bigger priority over that. Why? Why? Your first like I'm saying, your first thing shouldn't be, I don't believe her. Your first thing should be, there needs to be an investigation. You promote investigations. You promote stuff like that. I didn't expect to get fired up, man. I was trying to get some of my friends to come on and get their opinions, but they didn't want to come in on this one. Too heated in the chat. You know, let's pivot. What we're gonna focus on is telling her story. That's what we're gonna focus on. And I gotta say, I am super proud of Justine Paradise for coming out with her story. She beyond did the right thing. Like, she needs to know that she did the right thing 100%. 100%. Her story will empower others to come forward. So, let's get some positivity turtles in the chat for Justine. Let's go back to listen to her story. I want you guys to listen to her story. And then you listen to her story, you look at her screenshots, and I want you to bounce it back and forth off of that thread. Just for your own amusement, when you have time, bounce it back and forth off that thread. Tell me what you think. So I'm going to play you, TW, I'm going to play you the assault, what she says happens.
Maybe I can just be someone that you kiss. Thought that it was fine if I went in his room, and I thought it would be fine to kiss him because I thought he would stop if I didn't want to do anything else. Like, that's normal, that's what you do. So anyway, we were on his bed kissing for a bit, and then every time he would like try to put my hand places or like try to put his hands places that I didn't want, I would just kind of move it away and be like, no, and then like, you know, just kiss, just back to kissing. And then at one point he said, if nothing is going to happen, then what's the point? What's the point? I don't know, maybe I could be one of your friends. Maybe I can just be someone that you kiss.
So, at that point right there, like, well, the sign was if you are trying to move forward in a sexual situation and the other person is denying your advances, you should pick up on it there. But one of the biggest things I want to focus on is how she said that his behavior socially was just awkward and very strange, and we're gonna go back to that after I let you guys hear what happened.
Never, ever have I rejected someone's touches and they said, well, if nothing's gonna happen, what's the point? Like, what? But that is what he said, word for word. I thought that was weird. That made me uncomfortable. And then he gets up. He doesn't go away. This is the point where if what he wanted is sex, he sees he's not gonna get it. This is the point where we would just go elsewhere. You know, go back downstairs where everyone is. Go back to the studio. Like, he could even tell me to leave if he wanted to. If his sole purpose was to have sex with me and saw that that wasn't going to happen, he could tell me to leave. Yes, it would be like a jerk move, but he could have. But that is not what he did. When he got up, he undid his pants and grabbed my face and started fucking my face. I would like to say that I have only given oral sex to like 2 or 3 people before this, because that's really touch, that's taste, that's smell, that's like, it's all in your face, you know? What am I supposed to do? He was literally, I was still laying down, he was on top of me and like holding my head like into him. Like I couldn't even tell him not to. He didn't ask for consent or anything. Like, he knew I didn't want to do anything with him because he said, if nothing's gonna happen, what's the point? And then he just shoves himself in me. That's not okay. On no level at all is that okay. It didn't last that long though, because he finished, he came in my mouth and
she goes on and she starts talking about how he switched up on her. Like, he was nice and he'd been nice for the past 6 days, and just in general was very accommodating to her feelings, and until he got what he wanted, and at that point he completely changed. See if I can find that.
Pulled over on his bed. I'm like, what the heck? And like stew as in studio for those that don't get it. Yeah, all right, let's go back to the stew. And I was like, okay, let me just like fix my hair and makeup first, because it was all messed up. And I went to his bathroom that's connected to his room. I was trying to, and he's like, no, let's go. And I'm like, why would you sexually assault me and then not even let me like fix my hair and makeup? Like, I don't want to leave your room looking like this. I didn't want to be looking like that at all. Like, that's embarrassing to have like my makeup all like going down and like my hair all messed up. It's obvious that sexual things happen. I don't know. So I'm like, no, I'm going to fix this. And then like I just like fixed my hair and makeup as fast as I could. He grabbed my phone, and at the time I had a phone that was pretty old. I'm not one to keep up. Like, I was really judged. And Jake at this point in his room, after I'm trying to like fix my hair and makeup and stuff to get out, he picks up my phone. He was like, come on, let's leave, get your dinosaur phone and let's go. And I was just like, wait a second. Because up until this point, he had been nice to me. He had been sweet to me, even though he was a little socially awkward and sometimes just like texting me instead of talking to me when I was right there. When he was talking to me, it was nice and sweet. So this complete 180 and like being sexually assaulting me, being just like straight up rude, that was just on top of that extra rude.
How do you guys feel about that? Do you think that it's possible for Jake Paul to sexually assault somebody and still went to the restaurant that day, maybe talked to some other people, maybe also been working on a video that day? Yeah, I'm really pulling for Ben to KO Jake Paul. I don't understand. I really just don't understand Keemstar saying those things and then having covered the other things that he did. Like, he's very aware of the creator space. Very aware. So it does seem like he's just not going as hard on Jake Paul as hard as he goes on other people. That is... Oh, she said that there were multiple girls. He got a lot of girls. Let me play that.
That's normal. That's what you do. So, sing in his room like ball, and he brings me to his room. People have brought me to their room. I'm downstairs or whatever. Like, I'll come up and not know anything about him before, but after and talking to people, like, girls basically just like throw themselves at him, which is what I was seeing there. Like, girls were just throwing themselves at him, and he would go to his room with a different girl, like multiple different girls every day. Like, that's just what happened. It was fine, whatever. One of these days, I was in the studio. Some people were recording down there, and Jake like pulled me into this little corner area in the studio and started kissing me. And I was fine with that. I did think he was cute. I did want to kiss him. That is fine. That wasn't the issue that he kissed me there. It was weird because the place that he kissed me was like in front of everyone. So it kind of felt like he was showing off to his friends that he was making out with me. That was a little...
See, that's another thing about the story. Apparently, a lot of these things were very public. There were people involved. She actually talked to one of Jake's friends. That she was friends with one of Jake's friends that was there, and she called him Michael in the video, but that was a fake name that she used for him. Why would she come out with a story that's this public, that other people were there that could have witnessed these things, and why? How can you outright say that you don't believe it? When she's got screenshots of her and Jake talking, him inviting her over, them talking about being in the house and being in different rooms and things like that. Jesus Christ, man. But something that really stands out to me, well, it does bother me that there are so many girls that were apparently that are involved with Jake Paul, and could have been in similar situations. And I have talked to somebody in the past that had an interaction with Jake Paul that was not good. Another girl. Somebody in chat's like, did she go to the police? Well, hell, I don't know. I hope so. A lot of these types of situations, they don't go to the police. They're afraid to do that. It's a big deal. It's like a scary thing. She was already feeling guilty for even making the video in the first place. But something that really I feel like we need to point out.
Exactly how many times I went to his house. I don't know why I didn't think I sounded like that, and I was I had to go to the bathroom. I was looking for a bathroom in this huge place. I walk into the kitchen and no, where's the bathroom? And Jake came up to me and he asked me for my phone number at some point. It reminded me of like middle.
Oh, here it is.
To me it reminds me like this with everyone. I mean, I don't think he's like this with everyone. I don't know, but he's really awkward. I don't know if it was just me or if he's like this with everyone. I mean, I don't think he's like this with everyone. I don't know. But he was really awkward when he was talking to me. Like, to me it reminded me of like middle school because he would text me even if I was like in the same room as him. I can put up the text here. I'm not sure exactly how many times I went to his house.
They doubt them, and Cord tries to make them out like they deserve it.
Because they basically had someone recording in the studio that they have there like every day.
You're hearing that, right? She's sitting there saying that they had somebody recording in the studio. They were working the studio every single day. And that one of the biggest things about that thread was he couldn't have done it because he was working and had people over. She's saying that in her video.
And just like a bunch of people there hanging out, not necessarily a party, but just like they were just really popular and always had people there, so they would ask me to come over. Not just my friend Michael, but Jake too would text me and ask me to come over. Texts here. He would ask me to come over, I would, and then when I was there, he wouldn't talk to me like to my face. He would say hi to me and then he would go do other stuff. And he would be texting me. And to me, it felt like, you know, have you ever been in like middle school and you're with your crush, but you're too afraid to tell them that you like them, so you text them, and it's really awkward, but it's middle school, so it makes sense to be that awkward and weird. That's what it reminded me of. He would be like, hey, where are you? I'm like, I'm downstairs or whatever, like I'll come up, and then he would still text me even though I'm in the same room, and I just felt uncomfortable because why can't you just talk to my face if I'm here? But I just figured he had bad social skills. Like, I didn't know anything about him before, but after I met him, I kind of like looked him.
My stream's not lagging. I have no drop frames, and it's in the green. Is it lagging for anyone out there, or is my stream good? It's showing perfect on my end. It's all good. So whoever is having the issues with the stream, that is on your end.
Him up a little bit, and I guess he's been famous for like a long time, so I'm just assuming he always got what he wanted and never had to build like social skills and talking to people. Like
another thing I talk about in my video is that she you can see her making excuses for him, and this is a very common thing that happens often when survivors are in situations like this. They want to still talk to the person. They want closure. They want to, they start to frame things different in their brain. They think, well, maybe this didn't happen the exact way that I thought it did. There's a lot of conflicting thoughts. There's a lot of confusion, and even being a victim in general is a terrible like thought. So they reframe that in general. Some people go as far as they think they create a connection with the person that assaulted them, and that's called trauma bonding. And that's a whole nother story. But like I said, I've covered multiple situations like this. I've talked to far more survivors than I've covered in interviews. And I've become very knowledgeable about this type of thing. So in general, I personally am probably going to be a lot more delicate with situations like this because I understand them. So, again, with the Keemstar's comments, of course they're not good, but maybe here's me making excuses for him. Maybe he just has no fucking clue. Excuse my language. So anyway, it does concern me. It concerns me a great deal. Look at you guys there. It concerns me a great deal knowing that there could have been multiple other girls in similar situations like this. You'll have to excuse me for a second. I'm going to go to the restroom. I sit there and I chugged a whole protein drink and a whole orange juice. So I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, and I'll be right back. Everybody, when I come back, I will catch up on Super Chats. I'll read everything. Thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it. Also, something I want to talk about is how we've raised over $3,000 towards RAINN to help survivors in situations like this. My goal is 10,000 for the year. We're way ahead of schedule, over 30% of the way there, and I'm very, very proud of that. I'm proud of each person that's contributed, and I'm proud of everybody that supported me. And of course, every donation, or if you've ever watched the ad from me since 2020, I do donate a portion of my overall annual income to charity. This year, it's going all to RAINN. Last year, we put it towards feeding America. So you are all helping me help people and supporting me, and I really appreciate it. So I'll be right back. They said, oh, he'll be right back. No, I got stuff to do today. I understand. All good. Yes, I did wash my hands before anybody else says anything. They said, oh. I had to pee, yeah. I'm drinking kombucha right now. Anybody else out there a kombucha, bro? I'm going to catch up on Super Chats right now. We do have some giveaways to do before the end of the stream. Okay. I just realized I don't even have my Streamlabs up. Okay. Super Chats. Happy Sunday to you and Greg. Mikhail. Okay, here it is. Ange donated $9.99 through Super Chat. Quick friendly reminder that it can take time for victims to process what happened. Saying she should have stopped seeing him or saying she should have gone to the police right after is victim blaming. Absolutely. Crimson Rabbit donated $9.99, said many victims don't go to the police because they doubt them and court tries to make them out like they deserved it. Arturo donated $4.99, really appreciate it. Ange, again, she did donate that $49.99 earlier. DJ Snaps with the 5 spot. Crimson Rabbit with another $4.99. At this point, this is no longer shocks me. SA has always been an issue for survivors coming out. But survivors are coming out more. Not only are they SA, but to be called. I'm sorry, I don't understand that one. Haley donated $1.99. and I think that leaves us caught up. So let's get some hype in chat for these guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. It means a lot. I want to see some positivity, turtles. Whew. I got really upset earlier. When I cover these types of situations, I get really like invested, and that's all. You know what I mean? I agree. We've been live for 1 hour. It's about 4:37. Thank you, DJ Snaps. Taking callers. I'm taking some callers. Let's get some hype and chat for DJ Snaps. I'm taking some callers. Untelling who will call in, but the link to call in is, and I'm going to take quick callers. I want to get more people in, so we're going to do the snap calls. So get in, say peace, thank you, and pop out. Just let me find my link real quick. Oh, it's in the pinned comment. Is the pinned comment working? Sometimes it doesn't work. So the Discord link should be in the pinned comment there. I do have callers. All right. Let's get him in. DJ Snaps. DJ Snaps, you're on the air. And I think my stuff's fixed now, so everything works. Can you hear me? Hello? We'll come back to him. Kilios, you're on the air. Kilios Farudi, you're on the air. No, not there? Okay, moving on. Mr. Gamer, you're on the air.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Rap? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I feel like I've heard your voice before.
Yeah, actually, we hung out before with Among Us. That was mad lit, man.
Oh, okay. All right. How you been?
I've been doing pretty all right.
Well,
how about you?
I've been doing good. What's your thoughts on this situation?
I think it's crazy. Honestly, like, the whole situation with Jake Paul, like, if it's proven true for a fact, then it wouldn't surprise me, like, either way, if it's proven true or not, because he's been in a lot of controversies.
That is correct. We would like to see an investigation in this. I'm very hesitant to say on if it's true or not, because that kind of language is discouraging to survivors. But what we do need is we need to embrace and listen to this girl that's came forward, and we need a proper investigation.
I'll be back, Rap.
All right. Next caller. I remember that. I remember that dude's voice. Piece of Groove, you're on the air. Never mind, you're off the air. The Arabax Collective, you're on the air. I feel like I look weird in my hat.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How you doing?
It's going all right, man. First time catching a live stream, so.
Well, I'm glad you made it, man. Yeah, the topic. Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, despite the garbage fire with Jake Paul as usual, but
yeah. So how you feeling? What's your thoughts on this?
honestly, I'm just like gonna wait for more things to come out. It's
Right.
like too early for me to form an opinion, but again, like the guy beforehand, I'm not surprised if it does turn out to be true if Jake Paul actually did some more stuff like this. So
Yeah, like I said, there does need to be an investigation into this. So
oh, absolutely. Like people need to get on that. Like there's too many people saying this about him for like just like slide under the radar like it usually does. Like there's more than one person.
I
So
didn't know that. Has there been more than one person?
from what I've heard, there's been like one or two. more
I
people than
talked
him.
to a girl. I talked to a girl way back in 2018 who had an experience with him. It wasn't an assault, but it wasn't a pleasant experience. It was just nice at first, mean when he got what he wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he switches up really often, and there's like some weird behaviors like that I've seen around. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's just kind of unsettling how often he switches up like that.
I agree with you 100%.
All right, well, I'm gonna hop off. It
I
was
appreciate
great
it.
chatting. Glad to be here.
Thanks, man. Turtle, man. Let's see if we get a couple of these we missed. DJ Snaps, you're on the air. Apparently not. Black Dove, you're on the air and you're singing. Oh man. Are you there? DJ Snaps, have you fixed your voice? No? Yes? Nope. Alright. I see we have a couple more people that's dropped in here. Piece of Groove, are you there? No? Okay. Alright. I think that's gonna be it for callers. I know that there's let me make sure. Is anybody's voice down here working? No? Alright, we're done for callers. That being said, wait, we may have one more hopped in. I got like literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 or 6 people in there, but like every time I drag them in, like it's like silence. But one thing, as I said, that I'm very proud of is that the fact that we've raised $3,000 for rain this year. I'm gonna see if I can show that to you.
Hi, honey. Hi.
There you go. And that's all your guys is doing. That is the Rep Squad. And if you guys want to help contribute to this and you have a YouTube account, all you do is press donate. And if you don't have that much, $1 is all we need. Because if 10,000 people did $1, well, we'd already made the goal. We got 8 days left on it. I think I'm going to extend it because I like meeting goals. So I'm probably going to extend it until we do hit the 10,000 mark. But I am really proud that we can do so, that I can use my platform to do things like this, and that is my overall goal. That being said, let's see. Also, do me a favor.
Welcome to the Rip.
This is my Twitch channel. As you can see, we are at 1.7 thousand followers. At 2,000 followers, we're going to do a cooking stream. I do like to just hang out with my viewers and stuff over here, so I'm going to put the link in chat and go over and give that a follow if you do like additional content and things like that. And I got some giveaways I need to do for you guys. So give that a follow. And yeah. I feel good today. You guys always leave me feeling pretty good. We have another caller in there that I haven't seen. Let's see if their voice works. Cranky Pants, are you on there? Are you there? No? Okay. I wonder if my Discord's broken or something. It says no permission to speak. When I drag you in there, it definitely should work. Because some people, it's working for some people. Can you hear me? Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, how are you doing?
Yeah, we are.
What's up? How are you? You're alive? They're not. They're gone again. All right, that's enough of that. Yeah, it forces our mic to shut off. I don't know why. Unless Discord's like trying, like super glitching out. But I have 2 giveaways that I need to do today. One's for donations. If you want to be a part of that giveaway and you have donated at the very least $1, then you are automatically into that. So we're gonna do one of those, and I'm gonna do a viewer giveaway. So I'm gonna say, let's say a number between 1 and 100. If you guess it right, then you win. I got the number in my head, so guess it. First person that guesses it. Happy birthday, Haley. We do have a winner. Willow Sky 17 was the number. Congratulations. Reach out to me on any social media. You can have anything from the merch store, or you can have a bracelet. It's your call. You just let me know. And the next giveaway is for the donos, and it takes me a second to like set that up. And then after I get done with this giveaway, I'm just going to hang out and I'm going to talk to you guys and answer any questions that you might have. I will try to take more callers in a second. I need to make sure. I need to figure out what's the deal with it. I almost have this. I think I have this set up.
Thank you for talking about that Keem crap. It bothered me bad before the stream. You're the man.
You're welcome, Brian. Let's get some hype and chat for Brian and Haley. Really appreciate it. Let me see those turtles. Haley. Brian. Add choices. Apply wheel changes. I think that's everybody that's donated. Let me refresh this real quick. Haley Bell with the $49.99. I really appreciate that. Let's get some hype and chat for Haley Bell. Let me see those turtles. Thank you very much for the support. It means a lot. I don't think it's refreshing on me. Oh, there it is. Carla donated $27.90 from, is that Russia? I don't know. R, I don't know what R is. When I was younger, I used to think those kinds of things Jake allegedly did were normal if guys like you. I hate to hear that. Really appreciate the support. Let's get some hype and chat for Carla and Haley. Let me add Carla's name here.
Thanks for covering these.
Mia Tree with the $4.99. You're very welcome. Let's get some hype and chat from Mia Tree. Mia Tree. Carla. All right. Who's ready? Yeah, some people are just morons. Ty King, I seen you saying some pretty discouraging things in chat. What you need to know, and when situations happen like this, like if this was, imagine if this was like somebody that you cared for and that you loved. If this was like your sister or your mother or something that went through something like this, then of course you can understand with a little bit more compassion that how serious these types of things are, and you don't want people like to outright just deny them or not believe them. So let me give you like better language to use. Instead of saying there needs to be proof or something of that along those lines, say there needs to be an investigation. There needs to be questions answered. Laurel Love with the 2 spot. Really appreciate it. Let's get some hype and chat for Laura Love. Yeah, if you hop in the Discord, I'll try to talk to you, but it's acting weird for some reason. But go ahead and hop in the Discord. I'll take some callers. Let me add you guys. We got Laura and Zini. Let's get some hype and chat for these. I'm going to see turtles for Zini and Laura. I'm adding your names now. All right, here we go. Mia Tree. Let's get some hype in chat for Mia Tree. You have won. Now you can have a bracelet if you would want one of those. I handmade these, or you can have anything from the merch store. That's completely up to you. All you got to do is just hit me up. You can email me at repkings@live.com or any social media that you're most comfortable with. Completely up to you. And I feel like I want to do one more giveaway. I just feel like it. And I want to give away something. I'm just like sitting here like looking around like, what can I give you? You like that? You like how I'm just like, let me give you something. I don't know. Maybe a picture of Greg. I'll give you a picture of Greg. A picture of Greg and a bracelet. How about that? Next person that wins the giveaway gets that. That'll be you, Laura. Let's get some hype in chat for Laura. Same thing to you. You can email me, repkings@live.com. That's REPKINGS at live.com, or any social media that you feel comfortable with. All right, let's see if we can grab some callers. Soja, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, totally. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Just having some kombucha.
I hope my connection is well because you've been crackling a bit.
You sound great. Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, nice.
So what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's really tough because I'm a survivor myself and I've never really talked about this publicly or with like anyone who really knows me. So it's kind of hard listening to girls' stories, but it's so important to listen to them and to just give them room to speak and believe them and try to support them. And it's crazy to see people just trying to dismiss them and their stories, and it's hurting a lot, but you gotta yeah.
I think the majority of people that are right out dismissive are people that are just unaware and or ignorant of the situations or never have experienced or had any type of experience with it at all.
Totally.
I think I got feedback coming through your mic. I hear the stream in your mic.
Oh yeah, probably. I don't have headphones. I'm sorry. Actually, don't know how Discord works at all. I rarely use it, so thanks for adding me though. And yeah, keep up the good work. It's nice to have someone talking about this who is his male and yeah, just gives room for survivor stories, and I really appreciate that.
I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in.
Thanks.
DJ Snaps, did you get it fixed, bud?
Yo.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Doing fairly good. And yourself?
Yeah, man. I'm doing good. Just sitting here drinking some kombucha, which is fermented tea for anybody that doesn't know. One of the most popular brands is GT's. It's not my favorite brand, but it's a good one.
Yeah, well, I'm actually glad that my mic is actually working this time. So, but yeah, real quick, just like my thoughts on this and stuff like that. Like,
hey, did you ever
regard to Jake's fighting career and stuff like that?
Yeah,
hope, his fighting career is gonna go the way it goes. I hope Ben Askren does put him to sleep in the fight.
I don't see him beating Ben Askren. I just gotta say.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Although it's just with this story coming out, it's like it really does not surprise me because I don't know if anyone remembers. There was quite a while back, Armani, that guy who did the Sistine Chapel painting in his house or whatever. That dude has been convicted of a lot of some SA stuff in court when it comes to prostituting minors and stuff like that. So I don't think Justine is the only victim here that has graduated to being a survivor, and I hope this story does bring more awareness to other people so that they can, go
Yeah.
from being a victim to being a survivor and bring awareness to this.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah. Um, I guess the main thing to emphasize on that is I'm glad that Justine came forward. Obviously, it's going to empower other people to come forward. I've seen it multiple times. Like one person will speak and then others will come forward. I know the whole thing with the Davi Vanity situation, and it made a lot of progress on that situation, is one person spoke and then it was like an avalanche and then everybody else came too. So in a lot of situations like this, you'll see that.
Because I'm a fan of New Year's Day, and
Yep.
they way back in the day, like New Year's Day was on a tour with Davi Vanity and stuff like that, and the lead singer Ashley Costello, she gave her like story like of her experience with Davi Vanity and being backstage, where he would basically watch her go through her costume changes and stuff like that. So yeah, even when she started speaking about it, it really took off from there. So that's definitely one thing that, survivors and well, I wouldn't say victims need to do, because I think victim at that point in time, like, they just need to get, bring
Yeah.
them, get themselves comfortable and stuff like that, to where, as a survivor, they can talk about it and bring more awareness to it. Because, yeah, I mean, I got stories from when I was younger, and
Yeah. My last question: did you get the giveaways in the mail yet?
I did not get it quite yet. One being today, that is a Sunday, and
It is Sunday.
yeah, and I know you're a busy guy, and sometimes mail takes a few days and stuff like that. I'm sure it's on its way. It'll be here sometime this week.
All right. Well, you let me
So
know when
really
you get
looking
it.
Oh, I'll let you know. I'll shoot you a DM or something like that with me wearing the bracelet.
All right. I appreciate you calling in, man.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, guys. Today was a good stream. I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm sorry I got angry in the beginning, man. I did get a little upset, but I do apologize about that. Let's get some positivity turtles in the chat. For all the callers that I didn't get to talk to. Everybody that's donated, supported. I really appreciate each and every one of you. It means a lot to me that you guys support what I do here on the Repzilla channel. And we're going to continue to do this. And yeah, let me find a good song for the outro. And I am going to stream bomb myself, but wait. Before I say that, let me make sure nobody's live. No one's live. So, all right. Go to my Twitch channel. I'm going to turn it on the live counter. And follow it. Let me see if I can do this like this. Okay. Okay, there it is. That's good. That's good enough. I think. Also, what song do you guys want on the outro? There it is. You can see the followers. The followers is right there. Right there. So you guys get to pick the song for the outro. Let me find that. I'm gonna pin the Twitch link because we're about to do a bunch of cool streams over there. Welcome to the Ripzilla Twitch page. Here's the Twitch. Everybody go to that link. I'm pinning it. Thank you. And let me find a really cool song. I feel like listening to some Guns N' Roses.
Local leaders making local decisions. One way we're helping.
Got an ad. Hold on.